Good morning. We are in session 22 of our course. We start with some words. Durga.
Boil, coil, coin, choice, foil, join, joint, moist.
Good. Continue.
Noise, oil, point, soil, spoil, stoic, toil, voice, void.
Okay. Next. Okay. This is stoic, different sound from others.
Adjoin, avoid, adroit, dacoit, poison, ointment.
Good. So the sound of OI, and then the sound of IO.
Axiom, chariot, curio, folio, idiom, idiot, junior.
Good.
Kiosk, onion, opinion, patriot, period, polio, radio, ratio, region, senior, union, vitriol.
Okay. So one sound of IO is EO or IA. Okay. And the other sound is IA or IO.
Biology, iron, iota,
Iota.
iota, iodine, lion, Orion,
Orion.
Orion, prior, right,
Okay.
trio,
Trio.
trio, violet, violent, violet, violin.
Good. Any interesting word? Stoic. Something bad happens to you, but you say, okay, such things happen. So this kind of a person is called a stoic, and this school of thought, this way of thinking is called stoicism. Okay.
Acquit, anguish, equip, equity, fluid, quick, quilt, quit, quiz, ruin, squid, squint, swing, suit.
This is an apartment house. Okay, suite. So this is one sound of UI. Next, the next sound.
Build, building, build, will,
Guild.
guild, guilt,
Okay.
bruise, bruise,
Yes.
fruit, juice, swill.
Suit. This is suit. Okay, and this is suite. This is apartment house, and this is what we wear. Suit. Okay. So this is the third sound. First sound was we. The second sound was e. Third sound was u, and this one is fourth.
Guide, guile, guise, wire, white.
Good. Okay. So these are the sounds of UI, and then IU.
Aquarium, delirium, diurnal,
Yes.
genius, gymnasium.
Good. Next.
Helium, medium, opium, modium,
Podium.
podium, premium, radium, radius, trim,
Triumph.
triumph.
Diurnal and triumph. These are different sounds. Most of them are ia. These two are aya. Okay. Fine. Any interesting word? Quickly. No. Fruit juice. Not interesting. Yes. Quit. Quilt. Blanket kind of thing, but a little thicker and with cotton inside. Razai. Okay. For quite some time, whenever opportunity arises, we talk of some great verbs who can take two objects. So now, let us have one lesson devoted to it. Yes. Read it out.
The principal gave me a prize.
मतलब
प्रधानाचार्य ने मुझे एक पुरस्कार दिया.
ठीक है, या प्रिंसिपल ने मुझे एक इनाम दिया. ठीक है. ओके. इसको पैसिव वॉइस में कहते हैं
I was given a prize by the principal.
प्रिंसिपल द्वारा मुझे एक प्राइज दिया गया. दो ऑब्जेक्ट्स हैं, मी एंड ए प्राइज. किसे दिया गया? क्या दिया गया. यहाँ पर जो है जब पैसिव वॉइस किया गया, एट द टाइम ऑफ पैसिव वॉइस, मेकिंग पैसिव वॉइस, वी हैड एन ऑप्शन of making the passive voice with this fellow in the position of the subject. I was given a prize by the principal, or the prize as the subject in the other sentence. A prize was given to me by the principal. Okay? Both are fine. And in this case, to me. Here also, in the active diction also, if you write the direct object first, then you will write the principal gave a prize to me. So, the passive of that would be like this, and the passive of the current sentence in active will be like this. Okay? Fine. Next.
Hari was telling a story to them.
So, tell is another verb which can take two objects. A story to them. Here the indirect object has been placed later, so it is to them. Or it could have been Hari was telling them a story. Okay? So, two possibilities of passive. Yes?
A story was being told to them by Hari.
A story comes here, to them comes here. The other one,
They were being told a story by Hari.
they comes here, so without to. Okay? A story comes here. Okay. Next. Show is another verb which can take two objects.
Show them some samples of our products.
Show them what? Some samples. Okay? Next.
The new teacher will teach us history.
Teach is another verb which can take two objects. The new teacher will teach whom? Us. What? History. Okay?
Mrs. Sharma called him a fool.
Okay. So, Mrs. Sharma called whom? Him. What did she call? A fool. Okay. What would be its passive? Yes. How will you make it passive?
He was called a fool by Mrs. Sharma.
Yes, very sad. Okay. Next.
The witch caused a lot of harm to the children.
Okay. मतलब क्या हुआ इसका? हाँ हाँ.
बच्चों को काफी नुकसान पहुंचा.
डायन ने बच्चों को काफ़ी नुकसान पहुंचाया. Very bad sentence for that matter. Okay. Okay. So, caused what? A lot of harm. To whom? To the children. Okay. Next.
The books will be sent to me by the publisher by post.
Make note that here the sentence that I have given is in passive voice already. The books will be sent to me. Okay. That is one object. And the books is the other object. Okay. And in the passive voice, one of them have been put here. It could be I will be sent the books by the publisher by post. Okay. In active voice, it will be the publisher will send the books to me by post, or the publisher will send me the books by post. Okay. So, send is one such verb which can take two objects, and that means mail, ship, courier, all of them will fall in the same category. Okay. Next.
We are assigned our task of the week on Monday.
Okay. Who are assigned? We. What is assigned? Our task. Okay. So, this is also in passive voice. What will be active? The subject is missing actually for the active. Suppose the original sentence is, this sentence as it is cannot be put in active because the corresponding subject is missing. But if the sentence were, we are assigned our task of the week by our chief on Monday, then it would be, the chief assigns our task to us or assigns us our task of the week on Monday, and so on. Okay? Fine. Next.
You will be allotted a new office.
Allot. Allot is a verb. So, you is one object, a new office is another. Okay? Allocate also will be similar. Next.
Will you do me a favor?
peculiar. Even do can take two objects. Will you do what? A favor. To whom? To me. Okay? So, there are many verbs which you did not think that can take two objects, but in some contexts you will find that, hey, this one also can take two objects. And among all the languages which I have come across, I somehow feel that Sanskrit is perhaps the most structured, and Sanskrit grammarians were perhaps the most meticulous and complete in framing their grammar. And they noted very early that verbs can take two different kinds of objects. And the second object that some verbs can take, the principal kind of verb, the typical trademark verb of that kind is give. And that is why corresponding object, the indirect object, they boldly called as sampradhanakarak. Okay. So, in English, sometimes in some grammar books you will find the word dative, okay. So, which is actually the equivalent of sampradhanakarak. Sampradhan is to give, okay. So, give is the typical example of a verb which can take that kind of an object which is the indirect object or which is actually the beneficiary of the action, okay. So, the original first object, the direct object, is the sufferer of the action on which the action is conducted, okay. And the indirect object, who is the beneficiary of the action, is the other one which is typically alive, okay. Typically alive, not necessary. Yes.
Sir, one more question. Show them some samples of our products.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, how will you do it? Let some samples of our products.
Oh, no. Yeah, that is one possibility. Imperatives will pose
let
this
them be
difficulty.
shown. Let them be shown.
Let them be shown some samples of our products. Yes.
That way.
Yes, that way. And a few sessions down the line, we will have one session in which the let verb will come properly in its own context. Anything else? Okay. Again, in some of the earlier sessions, we have talked about some special structures. Let us quickly revise them and have a look at two more special structures. I have already earlier discussed with you this issue. Three brothers were. Subject, verb. Sentence is not complete. Okay? But that is all I want to say. I don't want to say three brothers were happy. I don't want to say three brothers were living somewhere. I just want to say that much. Okay? Teen bhai the. But in English, that does not complete the sentence, or that way you cannot construct a sentence, because after that you need something else which you don't want to supply. Okay? So, in that case, here in English, you don't put the actual subject, you put a dummy there and then put the verb where. So, there where, then put the actual subject, for which the flag bearer dummy is standing here. Very dark is. Bahut andhera hai. Okay, but this is not a sentence. Okay? So, you put a dummy at the place of the subject, it is very dark. Okay? Then again, they say that Lord Vishnu visited that hill. Okay? In English, we say they say, they, pronoun. But it is not necessary that before this and in another sentence we mention some noun for which this they is standing here. We can simply say, they say, and the listener is supposed to understand what is the meaning of they. He understands the people, but not all the people, many of them. Okay. So, that is the idea of they say. Yes, it can, it is said. It is said that Lord Vishnu visited that hill. Okay. Without controversy, straightforward. Okay. It is said that Lord Vishnu visited that hill. In Hindi, quite often we say it like that. कहा जाता है कि, or we say कहते हैं. In Hindi also, in Hindi we omit the subject completely. कहते हैं. कौन कहते हैं? नहीं बताते हैं. ठीक है. Another new special structure which we are introducing now, people have to pay taxes. Now here you can interpret this two clubbed with pay in the structure that we earlier did. Okay. People have what? To pay. It is like people have a duty. And what is that duty? To pay. Okay. So there to pay is sitting as the noun. And to you can club with have also, and that have to immediately gives you a sense of important thing that you need to do. You need to, have to. Okay. So people have to pay taxes. So these two you can club with have, and then you have this structure have to, which gives a sense of necessity. Okay. So लोगों को कर देना पड़ता है. Okay. So many people will think that you can replace have to by must or should. Okay. In fact, you can. Okay. But then the meanings slightly change, and in this case, perhaps compared to have to, must is better. Okay. By the way, what is the difference between have to, must, and should? All of them imply some sort of necessity.
Sir, I mean, should is like necessity, but it's more that is required for the situation or needed in that sense. I mean, it's not must in that strong sense.
Okay, should is not must. Okay, so which is stronger, should or must?
Must.
Okay, he respects law. Okay, I would put it like this. Have to is a logistic necessity or physical necessity. Must is some kind of a legal necessity, and should is some kind of a moral necessity. Okay. So I say for going to the first floor, you have to take the steps. Have to will fit best when there is no lift. It is a logistical necessity. You have to take steps to go to the first floor. Okay. Even when there is a lift, I can say for going to the first floor, you should take the steps. Better for your health. Besides, better to keep the lift free for patients, old people, and heavy items. This is a moral necessity. In the colony, in the housing society, if there is a rule that for only one floor upward or only 3 floors downward, people should take steps rather than lift, other than patients, old people, and heavy objects, then it becomes must, because it is a legal necessity then. Okay? So have to stands typically for logistic necessity, should stands for moral necessity, and must stands for legal necessity. This is a rough idea, but they are interchangeable. Okay. Next.
Mohan has to support his family. He has to.
मोहन को अपने परिवार का देखभाल परिवार को सहारा देना पड़ता है. Okay, because he has no other brother and his father is old. Is not a legal or moral necessity. It is a logistic necessity. He lives in the same house as them. He cannot get rid of them. It is a different matter that he should not also. Okay. Next.
The king had to fight. राजा को
लड़ना पड़ा. राजा को लड़ना पड़ा था because his kingdom was invaded. Okay.
You will have to go to Delhi. Delhi जाना पड़ेगा.
Yes, एग्जाम का सेंटर दिल्ली में है. Next.
They had to climb down the steps to reach the cellar.
Cellar? तहखाना. ग्राउंड फ्लोर के नीचे जो जगह है cellar. Okay. So तहखाने में जाने के लिए उनको सीढ़ी से उतरना पड़ा था क्योंकि लिफ्ट नहीं था. ओके, नेक्स्ट.
We have to help these homeless people. हमें इन बेघर लोगों को की मदद करनी ही पड़ेगी.
करेक्ट. करना चाहिए नहीं, करनी पड़ेगी. You cannot avoid it. Okay, they are standing next to your door. You cannot avoid them. Okay, so it is not that you look from a distance and get sympathy and then send 3,000 rupees. Nothing of that sort. They are just standing outside. You have to help them. So this is the use of have to for necessity. Okay. Another, just a minute. Let me make an introduction to this. I play football. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? मैं फुटबॉल खेलता हूँ. ओके. I played football. इसका मतलब क्या है? खेला था is the straight meaning. Now in Hindi we have two kinds of forms for that. One, मैंने फुटबॉल खेला था, one instance. दूसरा, मैं फुटबॉल खेलता था रोज. I played football typically means मैंने फुटबॉल खेला था एक दिन. ओके, अगर मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि मैं फुटबॉल खेलता था, then we have to use I used to play football. Okay, so note the difference through these sentences. Okay.
On the first day, we went to the school by taxi.
मतलब
पहले दिन हम लोग स्कूल टैक्सी से गए.
गए थे एक दिन, right? Went. Simple past. गए थे.
Nowadays, my brother goes by bus and I go by bicycle. आजकल मेरा भाई बस से जाता है और मैं साइकिल से जाता हूँ.
Okay, so this is simple present. Now we'll make a past of this. Habitual past. Okay, जाता था.
Till last year, I also used to go by bus.
Used to go. Went will give this sense, which is just one day. Used to go gives the sense of regular practice. Okay, till last year I also used to go by bus. Okay, so this was regular practice. Used to go. This you can call or refer to as habitual past. Okay, which is a little different from simple past. Simple past typically expresses the event of one instance. Habitual past expresses the action of, a regular action. Okay, and why earlier I used to go by bus? I did not have bicycle or what? I had, but there was some other problem here.
There used to be a lot of traffic on the old road.
ओके, सो पुरानी सड़क पे उस समय बहुत ट्रैफिक हुआ करता था, मुझे डर लगता था. ठीक है, सो हुआ करता था, मुझे डर लगता था और मैं बस से जाया करता था. ओके, सो रेगुलर प्रैक्टिस.
Sir, that structure three brothers were. I mean, we don't generally use that, right? As
तीन
you
भाई
said.
थे.
Three brothers were we can use. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, were all the five brothers professors? No, three brothers were.
In a context, yes.
We
But
can, but
the
not
meaning
in-
of that is three
different.
brothers
In
were
isolation,
professors.
we cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we will do is that with some of the words we will frame here some sentences with two objects. Okay, and yes, make a sentence using two objects with any of the words in this bunch.
Give me a 1 rupee coin for buying chocolates.
Give me a 1 rupee coin for buying chocolates. Okay, some chocolate he will get out of 1 rupee, no problem. Okay, or you can say give me some coins to buy chocolates. Okay, do similar thing from here. Make a sentence with two objects and preferably using some other verb other than give. Yes.
My teacher taught me idioms and phrases.
My teacher taught me idioms and phrases. Beautiful. Okay. मेरे शिक्षक ने मुझे idioms और phrases पढ़ाया था. Very good. इसका passive. Yeah, passive.
I was taught idioms and phrases by my teacher.
Very good. I was taught idioms and phrases by my teacher. Make another form of the passive.
Idioms and phrases were taught to me by my teacher.
Beautiful. Idioms and phrases was taught to me by my teacher. Was is fine because idioms and phrases can be considered as an item, a topic. Okay, fine. So what we do is that next we have some practice with these special structures, have to and used to. Okay. So, and when I say have to, you can make sentences which use have to, has to, had to, and will have to. Okay. Okay. Oh, I don't want this. I want the words. From first two lines, make a sentence. I mean, from first two lines, pick up a word, and with that, make a sentence using have to in one of the forms.
The judge had to acquit the convict.
Beautiful. Convict?
I mean convicted.
You mean High Court or Supreme Court judge or something?
Yeah.
Accused would be a better idea. Then the whole thing is clear.
मतलब जो convict था उसको छोड़ दिया गया, छोड़ना पड़ा.
Convict is somebody who has been convicted, punished already.
Acquit the accused, yes.
Acquit
Yes.
the accused.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
The judge had to acquit the accused. Very good. Make a passive of it.
The accused was acquitted by the judge.
Not was. Had to be. Judge did not make a favor. The evidences were in his favor. Okay. So the accused had to be acquitted by the judge. The original sentence was the judge acquitted. The judge had to acquit. The original sentence was the judge had to acquit the accused. So the passive voice would be the accused had to be acquitted by the judge. The sense is that the prosecutor could not establish his guilt. So the accused had to be acquitted. Okay. Next, with this, make another sentence with have to, this time in present. We have to build.
Our experiment with fluid.
Oh, you are trying to include two of them. Okay. Build, develop actually. Okay. We have to build the setup, experimental setup. We have to build our experimental setup for experiments in fluid mechanics. Okay, fine. We have to build our experimental setup. Make a passive out of it. We have to build our experimental setup.
Our experimental setup have to be
Has
built by
has to be built. Okay, has to be built. Okay, so you see, according to what is coming in the position of the subject, the form of the verb would change. We have to build the setup. The setup has to be built by us. Okay, okay. Take some word from here and make another sentence with have to. In this case, use will have to.
Okay.
Okay.
I will have to guide my brother.
Beautiful. I will have to guide my brother. First class sentence. I will have to guide my brother. Very noble of you. Okay. Now, make a passive of it.
My brother will have to be guided by me.
Perfect. My brother will have to be guided by me. Okay. Very good. Next we come here. Take your favorite word from here and make a sentence in which used to comes. I used to go to the gymnasium every Sunday. Okay. So used to, habitual past, only in past, so no question of future present, and I cannot ask anybody to make a passive of it. Okay, because it is an intransitive verb. Okay, what else?
English did not used to be my medium of communication.
I was thinking exactly the same thing, but a little different. Okay. The medium of instruction in my childhood used to be Hindi. Okay. Medium of instruction used to be Hindi. Okay. Fine. So we can frame nice sentences out of all these words and out of all these structures. So any other questions? Any further questions?
Sir, delirium, the meaning is close to frenzy or overwhelmed state of affairs?
Not
or,
really.
Frenzy?
It is in a condition of in which you are not in your senses. In frenzy, you are excited, you are in a crisis, but perhaps you are in your senses. Okay. In delirium, you typically talk nonsense. Okay. So in high fever, people come in delirium. Okay. Okay, we stop here and continue next with session 23. Thank you.